Good morning and welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16. Joining us right here is Jack Wadsworth from the Fryeburg Fair. Jack, how are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're glad to have you here. And Fryeburg Fair time, it's coming up.
Well, it's just like this morning. It's Fryeburg Fair weather. You know?
Absolutely Fryeburg Fair weather.
We like these crisp fall days to have a good fair and bring a lot of people in to see it.
And so this year, the fair starts on September 30th.
It does.
And runs till October
7th.
7th, okay.
Correct.
It's 8 days, so I always have to try to do the math.
Sunday through Sunday, yeah.
Sunday through Sunday. And big doings at the Fryeburg Fair, as always. And let's start off, just because I'm sure people want to know about it. Of course, you had an unfortunate fire back in July, but luckily it was very, very contained.
It was a devastating loss for the fair. You know, it's going to run into hundreds of thousands of dollars, but we've been working with Chalmers Insurance Agency, and they've been very helpful. We have wonderful insurance, and they're wonderful people to work with. And we had over 20 different fire departments there at the fair, took care of the fire quickly. It was started by lightning strike hitting an electrical panel maybe days or weeks before the fire popped up. But,
unbelievable.
So we've recovered. We've put up a huge tent. It's 100 by 250. All the sheep and one of the beef barns will be located inside that huge tent.
Yep. So business as usual there at the Fryeburg Fair.
It is. We were already in the process of building two buildings. We built a 14-room bunkhouse for security, plus we built a huge building for oxen. That's a 100 by 70-foot building to display the pulling oxen better than we'd had before. So
that's great. Well, it's always so much fun. I mean, the Fryeburg Fair, what a tradition we have up here in this neck of the woods, and the largest agricultural fair in the state of Maine.
It is. That's right.
And so what is anything else? We just talked about a couple of the new buildings. Anything else that's new for 2018?
Well, our ticket system is brand new. We've put a lot of effort and a lot of money into a new ticketing system that should make everything work easily coming through the gates. We have a great lineup of people for night shows.
Absolutely.
And over 100 different groups and bands and some walking minstrels through the whole 8 days of the fair. We have a lot of entertainment.
Absolutely. So the night show happens obviously at night, every night. And who are some of the acts you have this year?
Well, usually on Monday night after Woodsman's Field Day, we start with a local band. And this year it's Peter Allen and the Hurricane Mountain Country. I think they're right from the Conway, western Maine, western and eastern New Hampshire border.
Yeah.
We have Charlie Daniels bands coming in on Wednesday night. That'll be a great show. We have Tusk on Tuesday night. That's a Fleetwood Mac tribute. Thursday is Presley and Taylor. They're country gals. And on Friday night we have Vocal Trash, which is pop and classic oldies. And then on Saturday, Friday night will be we'll have the fireworks after the show, and on Saturday we'll be Ultrasonic Rock Orchestra. So
that'll be great.
A mouthful.
Yeah, but always so much fun to see the shows, and what's great too is, you know, if maybe you're not at the show, you can hear the show and enjoy all the activities there at the Fryeburg Fair. And you were saying that you used to announce some of the pulling.
I announced Woodsman's Field Day for about 20 years, co-announced with our announcer Dave Clement, who's been doing it for 50 years. So come on Monday and listen to Dave and a bunch of people put on a great Woodsman's Field Day. Starts at 9 o'clock Monday morning, and it'll run right through until around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon with many forestry events.
Very, very popular day at the Fryeburg Fair.
Exactly, it is.
And so much fun to be able to see that and see the skill is just unbelievable with an axe and a chainsaw and everything else there with the Woodsman's Day.
It is very popular, and it's popular with the contestants too. We have around 140 different contestants. A lot of those people you'll see on the national circuit, you know, in lumberjack shows. These are international accomplished people. They're really great.
Well, that's terrific. So
along with locals. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen on Monday, and then Tuesday is Senior Citizens Day.
It is.
And then
yeah.
you also have the very popular bracelet days for the mechanical rides. A lot of people like to do that, and you said that was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I think is what you said.
Yeah, and the last Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's always a popular thing. See a lot of especially a lot of the younger kids on those days. So checking that out. Any new rides this year?
You know, I'm not privy to that information yet, but yeah, Smokey's Greatest Shows, they always do a wonderful job with us every year, and they bring in some rides from other venues from around the country, and yeah, I know they do have some new rides. Not sure which ones it is, but they always mix it up a little bit.
Oh, they do. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And again, always a lot of fun. So you're open. What time is opening day each day?
Oh, we're open at 7, but most of the programs start at 9 o'clock in the morning, like the horse shows, the beef shows, the dairy shows. Start at 9 and run through about 4 in the afternoon, and then there's oxen pulling, horse pulling is going on in the pulling ring all the time.
Yep.
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 Every day.
And then closing time?
Closing time will be Sunday after we have a truck pull in front of the grandstand a week from Sunday, 2 weeks from Sunday night on the 7th. And that will stop about 10 o'clock at night. So.
That'll be great. And you were talking about Fryeburg Fair weather. And I personally, one of my favorite, I like to go when it's raining. I love a rainy day at the Fryeburg Fair. And I don't see any, I have no problem with it. And it's just one of those things that adds to a day at the Fryeburg Fair. And then, of course, a day like today, absolutely spectacular. I don't think there's a bad day at the Fryeburg Fair.
Well, we have so many buildings. We have over 100 buildings now with events going on inside the building. So we are trying to make it an all-season event or all-weather event at the fair, and so people can get in undercover. And yeah, our numbers are down a little bit on a rainy day, but it's a good day to come. And a lot of people come and do a lot of early shopping for Christmas, actually.
Yep. And we've started playing. We've started playing a little bingo, and that's a lot of fun. That's a dangerous thing because you could hang out a lot of time playing bingo because it's a lot of fun, and the callers there, and again, just the whole experience of the Fryeburg Fair. There's so many different things. I remember the very first time I went 34 years ago and just was blown away by it. It just is so much going on, so visually and smelly. You know, I don't want to say smelly. The smells.
Well,
of
you
the
go to the
Fryeburg
bingo
Fair,
tent, and then you walk right by a lot of food booths with great smells and fried dough and sausages and
and that's one of the things I always love talking to people. It's kind of like, you know, what's the first thing you do at the Fryeburg Fair? And a lot of people, they go for a specific food, or they do different things, but everybody has their traditions. I think that's one of the great things about the Fryeburg Fair.
It is. There's a huge line for the jumbo donuts, you know, right out by the food pavilion. That's very popular. There'll be 100 people in line at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I bet.
When they're off fresh.
I
fresh
bet.
and hot donuts.
And what's your favorite thing to do at the Fryeburg Fair?
You know, every day is something fun for all of us. Actually, the fair puts on 4 different pig scrambles. Yep. And there were 10 pigs, and we have 12 contestants. It's a really neat event, and us people in the executive office, we man that and put on a nice show for people for pig scrambles.
So the Fryeburg Fair, September 30th through October 7th, right there in Fryeburg. Really can't miss it. And they do a great job in Fryeburg in terms of traffic and directions and parking and everything else. Very
there's a lot of cooperation with all the agencies in Fryeburg and surrounding towns as far as safety and police, and we have about 120 different police and security at the fair, making sure everything works great, and we move traffic as easily as possible.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. Yeah. Quite amazing.
Yes.
Well, Jack, thanks so much for coming by today.
Thank you.
Always great. Always great to see you. And so the Fryeburg Fair, don't forget, September 30th through October 7th, right down the street from us here in North Conway, basically.
That's right.
Jack, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.